I've been a parent for 20 years. That's over 7,000 days of wins, fails, and a whole lot of learning on the fly. Bedtime stories, scraped knees, and plenty of moments where I had no clue what I was doing. Recently, I asked myself, if I could go back and give my younger self the cheat codes, what would they be? In the next few minutes, I'm sharing the 7 parenting lessons that matter most. Skip this and you might spend the rest of your child's life trying to learn them the hard way. Stick around and I'll also give you a simple way to remember them and actually start using them right away. Get into their world. The first lesson is to get genuinely involved in your kids' interest, even if those interests seem like a foreign language to you. And I don't just mean asking about them. I mean actually getting in there and trying them. When my kids first invited me to go to an anime convention with them, I had no clue what I was walking into. I barely knew the characters, the shows, or why people were dressing up in full costume. My first instinct was to do the classic dad move. You guys go ahead, have fun, I'll be here when you get back. But then I decided to try something different. I said, okay, but only if I can dress up too. They lit up. We picked out characters together, planned our costumes, and when the day came, we went all in. We weren't just walking through the convention. We were part of it. People asked to take our picture. We geeked out with total strangers over shows I'd barely even heard of. And the best part, we laughed and bonded the whole day. It was their world. But now I was in it with them, and we had such a blast. We kept going year after year. That day wasn't really about anime. It was about showing them what matters to them matters to me. And that's the lesson. If you want a real connection with your kids, stop waiting for them to come into your world. Step into theirs. Ask questions, dress up, play the game, sing the song. When you show you're genuinely curious and want to join in, you're not just saying their hobby is cool, you're saying they are cool. This is how you build a real bond of trust and boost their self-esteem. You're building a bridge straight into their world, and trust me, that bridge is critical when they get older and their worlds get way more complicated. Don't wish this stage away. The second lesson is one I really wish I'd learned sooner. Celebrate every single stage, because you're gonna miss it when it's gone. It's so easy to get bogged down in the hard parts of a phase and just wish for the next one. When they're toddlers, you can't wait until they're out of diapers. When they hit the why phase, you can't wait for them to stop asking a million questions. When they're preteens, you're just bracing for the teenage years. We're always looking ahead, thinking the next stage has to be easier, but here's the thing. Every stage has its own kind of magic and its own kind of madness. I remember being so bone tired from the sleepless nights with a newborn, but now I would give almost anything to hold that tiny sleeping baby for just 5 more minutes. I remember being so annoyed by the constant mess a 5-year-old makes, but now I kind of miss the creative chaos. It's not just about the big firsts. It's about celebrating the funny way they said a word when they were 3, or their passionate, totally off-key singing at age 6. These little moments are so fleeting. Try not to wish them away. Soaking in each phase, even the tough parts, helps you appreciate the whole wild journey. Make one-on-one time a thing. This next one is a game changer, especially if you have more than one kid. Schedule one-on-one time with each one of them. It has to be deliberate. In the chaos of family life, it's so easy just to do everything as a group. We have family dinners, family movie nights, family trips, and that stuff is great, but it's not a substitute for individual attention. Every kid needs to feel like they're not just a member of a team, but a special person with their own unique connection to you. One spring break, my son came to me with a mission. He wanted to build a gaming PC from scratch. The old iMac he'd been using just wasn't cutting it anymore for the games he wanted to play. Now, I built a computer years ago, so I had a little experience, but what really impressed me was how into it he was. He dove into research on graphics cards, processors, RAM. He had a whole spreadsheet going. So we made it our spring break project. We hit up Micro Center and ordered parts online. We spent hours assembling it, plugging things in, screwing things down, and then realizing we'd done something wrong and had to take it all apart and try it again. We laughed a lot, we learned a lot, and we finally got that thing to boot up. He was beaming. He built that machine. But what stuck with me wasn't the computer. It was the time, that one-on-one week, just him and me, solving problems together, eating pizza while watching YouTube tutorials. I wouldn't trade it for anything. And here's the lesson. You don't have to plan a big vacation to connect with your kids. Just give them your undivided time, one-on-one, no distractions. Find something they're passionate about and jump in with them. Those are the moments they'll remember. Not because they built a computer, but because they built it with you. Travel is the best school. Lesson 4, travel with your kids whenever you can. You don't have to book expensive flights to faraway places. A weekend camping trip or a road trip to a town you've never seen can be just as powerful. Travel is one of the best educations you can give your children. It teaches them to be adaptable and to solve problems in a way that no classroom can. Think about it. Travel almost never goes exactly to plan. A missed turn, a weird tasting meal, a rainy day. These aren't failures, they're lessons in how to be resilient. When you're on a trip, you're a team. Figuring out a new city or navigating an airport teaches teamwork and critical thinking. Your kids get to see you handle challenges. They learn that they're capable too. On top of all that, it just blows their worldview wide open. It shows them that there are so many different ways to live, which builds empathy and curiosity. The memories you make become part of your family's story. It's an investment in their character and their understanding of this huge, amazing world. The magic of forced family fun. Lesson number 5 might sound a little weird, but hear me out. You have to embrace forced family fun. I'm talking about those traditions that are totally non-negotiable, even when your teenager is groaning and rolling their eyes so hard you think they might sprain something. This could be a weekly game night, a mandatory Sunday dinner, or that annual trip to the same pumpkin patch, or maybe something spontaneous. In the moment, it might feel like you're pulling teeth, but what you're really doing is building your family's culture. These rituals, no matter how small, are like anchors. They give kids a sense of security and belonging in a world that's always changing. These traditions create a stable home base they can always come back to. And honestly, they become the core memories that stick with a person for life. Years from now, your kids won't remember which board game they played or what you ate for dinner. They'll remember the feeling of being together. They'll remember the consistency, the laughter, and the feeling that they belong to something special. These are the threads that hold a family together long after the eye rolls have stopped. Teach them how to be still. The 6th lesson is about something that's getting harder and harder to find in our noisy world: stillness. Teach your kids the value of being quiet, of reflecting, and of listening to that little voice inside. For our family, this is connected to our faith in listening for God. Whether you call it mindfulness, meditation, or just quiet time, learning how to be still is a superpower. It helps kids manage their own emotions so they don't get so overwhelmed. As a leader in our church's youth group, one of the most beautiful things I get to witness at the end of every Sunday Life Teen gathering is when the teens participate in adoration. In the Catholic Church, this is an opportunity to sit in silence in front of the consecrated Eucharist, which is placed inside a decorative display called a monstrance. We usually sit for half an hour. What unfolds is a bit of a modern miracle. Teens get to be still with their own thoughts, their own prayers, their own intentions. They can just be. In a world that is screaming for their attention 24/7, teaching your kids how to find a quiet space inside themselves is one of the best gifts you can give them. It's an internal anchor they can use for the rest of their lives. And all of this brings me to the last and most important lesson, that one that holds everything else together. Just be there. I don't mean just being in the same house, I mean being present. If you look at all the research, one of the biggest predictors of how a kid turns out is whether at least one adult in their life consistently and truly showed up for them. Putting your phone down, turning off the TV, and giving your kids your undivided attention tells them one thing: you are my priority. Being present means you really see your child. You pay attention to their feelings, the good and the bad, and you try to get what's going on in their head. It's amazing. Studies have shown that just having a parent in the room can literally calm down the fear response in a child's brain, making them feel safer. It's about being there when life gets hard, not to solve all their problems for them, but to show them they never have to face them alone. I always think of the advice from my own father when I asked him what the most important thing I could do for my brand new family 20 years ago was. Be there. It's so simple, but it's everything. Your presence is the safe harbor they can always come back to. Now, if you want an easy way to remember these lessons, a way to gently yet consistently remind yourself of them, head over to moderncatholicfamily.org/7 parenting lessons. Download our beautifully made 7 key parenting lessons mobile wallpaper. Set it as your lock screen or share it with a friend. And if you want to take it a step further, accept this simple challenge. Practice just one of these lessons every day for the next week. Don't overcomplicate it. Start small. Put one concept into action for a week and watch how your relationship changes with your children. You can even come back to this video and let me know in the comments how it turned out. Now, you may be saying to yourself, yeah, this is all great and all, but how can I put these lessons into practice when I'm struggling just to keep my kids off electronics? Great question. That's exactly why I made this video about 5 easy ways to be a tech role model for your kid, which you'll want to watch right here. Until next time, thanks for watching.